All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to the Lady in Black. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series. It's the Lady in Black tonight. It's Darlington Raceway for a 110-lap race, and it's race number 1 of the season. This track will absolutely beat you to death. No end is the same at the Lady in Black. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, we're dancing with the lady tonight. It's Darlington Raceway here in the Buschwackers Series, race number 1. And it's 110 laps. Let's get this party started.
A lot of soil.
All right, thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. And wow, man, the Darlington Raceway to start off the season. What a fun track to kick it off here in the Buschwackers Series. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV, and also owner of High Octane Racing League. Well, the Buschwackers Series round number 1 hits Darlington, that egg-shaped oval located in Darlington, South Carolina. Flag-to-flag coverage here on TurnLeftTV. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for joining me here on the YouTube channel. Don't forget that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're not subscribed, and also smash the bell. You'll get updates when races are going live here, but thank you all the folks who come out and watch the races, all the people who have subscribed to the channel, and everybody who's been here from the beginning or somewhere in the middle or brand new to the channel. Welcome to TurnLeftTV. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Are you interested in an rFactor 2 server? There are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. How about hosting your website or your online store? Those options available for you at EliteHostingUSA.com. Well, these guys right now are in the practice session. Looks like we have about 12 minutes left to go. A little under 13 minutes. Is that Santa out here with us? Oh my gosh, get out here, man. Just seeing you out racing. Maybe we'll do some GT3 stuff here at the High Octane Racing League pretty soon to get you out here. You can get in the Stockcar, we'll help you out. Come on out and race with us, man. Get a hold of me on Discord. We'll get you set up. More racing coming up this weekend. Yeah, we'll be at the Lady in Black tomorrow in the Saturday Night Thunder, the Next Gen Series, race number 2 of that season. And racing starts there at 9 p.m. There's a QR code if you're interested in doing some racing. Well, let's take a look at the track here at Darlington. The Lady in Black, located in Darlington, South Carolina. 1.3, just about 1.4 miles in length. 4 turns, of course. Turns 1 and 2, the bank is at 25 degrees. 3 and 4 at 23 degrees. The front stretch, the back stretch there, just about 3 degrees-ish. And you see it's an egg-shaped oval. My problem when I race this track is I forget which turn I'm going into. Am I going in 1 or am I going in 3? And it makes a difference. As you can see, this track is not shaped like a pure oval. It is egg-shaped, and this is tough too. It feels very, very tight here, and going through the corners, I think you're on the edge of your seat. You're just trying to be able to get through transition and get a good run down the straightaways. But it's tough to pass here at the Lady in Black as well. This track will absolutely beat you if you're not paying attention. About 10 minutes left to go. High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks will be back in action for race number 2 of that season. It's Iowa Speedway, great short track, a lot of room to race here, and I think these trucks are going to be perfect on this track. It's going to be maybe even 3 wide through this little short track. Great short track too, located in Iowa. 130 lap race coming up on Wednesday, March the 25th. Also, please check out Sober Talk Podcast on YouTube. That is our best buddy, Claudio Bardelli Jr. He does samba music, but they talk all things music there at Sober Talk Podcast. Check them out there on YouTube. And I might even pick him to win this race tonight. Who knows? So check out Sober Talk Podcast on YouTube. Good to see the folks in here chatting it up tonight. Valdo, of course, starting us off there. Jesus as well. Best of luck to those guys tonight. Una Santa in here. The Micro Pop as well. J-Dog. Somebody must know me. Race keys here tonight at Darlington, and we'll take a look at these also when we do the formation lap. Race the track tonight, man. This thing is all about racing the track. Staying out of trouble, staying out of the wall, and the way you do that is race the track. Save the tires here. This thing is brutal on tires. It's very, very abrasive. And you got to exercise some patience here tonight, too, and really keep your head on the top of those 2 shoulders. Be patient and manage the traffic as well. Not a huge number of guys. We got 12 guys out here, but that's enough to create some traffic problems. And make sure your pit stops are on point. It's a little dicey getting on off pit lane here, so you're going to have to really, really concentrate at Darlington. So those are my race keys here at Darlington tonight. Take a look. Oh, Dennis Judici. You see that? Tried to get off on the pit lane there. Very, very tough. One of our great Ukrainian drivers. Next week, the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series will be at Martinsville Speedway, the paperclip. 150-lap race of that short track. That is going to be really, really tight racing coming up next week, man. Martinsville, flat, really, really short. Well, we got a half-mile oval there, and it is really tight, hard to pass, and you got all about getting through the corners and getting a good bite coming off the corner so you get a good run down the straightaway. Man, race number 2 is going to be a fantastic one. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Coming up on March the 27th. Don't want to miss it. 150-lap race from Martinsville. Well, we're looking at just about 5 minutes left to go in the practice session, and we'll kick it over to qualifications. Get another look at the schedule this season. Darlington Raceway, followed by Martinsville. Iowa Speedway coming up on April the 3rd to kick off the month of April. Then we got Bristol Motor Speedway, followed by Kansas. Back half of that season, Talladega Super Speedway. A lot of guys will be out for that one. Texas Motor Speedway coming up on May the 1st. Watkins Glen International, the only road course on the schedule this season. And you see Dover as well as Charlotte. I spelled Dover wrong. I typed that up really in a hurry, so, oh man. Gotta fix it. All right, we fixed it. Get another look at Dennis Shulichin, living in the great city of Kharkiv, and they have had a few years of just a lot of drama there, man. These guys are getting bombed, literally getting bombed just about every day. Dennis living in the great city of Kharkiv is about 30 miles away from the Russian border, and we always keep in the 47 car and all of his city fellow citizens of the city and fellow citizens of the country. We just keep your head down, keep praying, and keep helping people out. Be safe. That's our buddy Dennis. Get some measure of normalcy out here tonight. Claudio Bardelli Jr. joining us in the chat session as well. Oh boy, Claudio, the Samba man. We'll see if he's got the right stuff here to bring home the victory. Definitely one of those guys in the conversation each and every week. Step on the game. Well, we're about 2.5 minutes away from qualifications. Get a good starting position here. Definitely want that. Make sure our picture-in-picture is working. Looks like it is. Got to get our graphic up there. Looks like we're good to go. About Gilmar out here right now, 10th in the practice session. Let's find it back there to Dennis. There you go, Gilmar Peixoto. Good to see Gilmar out here. Man, he had some computer problems for a while, and great to see him back out on the track. We definitely missed him. I love the paint scheme. Of course, Dennis is cycling to these guys here. So we'll take a look at Barbecue. Jesus Iglesias. Looks like he's he's on fire. We call him Barbecue, so there you go. Tony Furtado. We don't call him Barbecue. I call him a winner in victory lane tonight. I got to turn off my automatic switcheroo. There we go. Tony Furtado in the Valvoline-sponsored Chevy. All right, getting ready to go to qualifications. It's going to be a fun one. I would say track position is pretty important here. All right. Again, thank you for coming in here and visiting me, visiting TurnLeftTV, and watching the race here tonight. Thanks for chatting it up as well. Keep those chats going. Love to see those. Hit the thumbs up button as well. Hit the heart, the smile, the 100%, whatever it is. I don't know how those icons work. You mess with those, but so qualifications headed your way here in just a few moments. And again, thank you so much for coming out and watching the race here tonight. Please hit that thumbs up and don't forget to smash the bell. And then please consider subscribing to the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000, man. I remember when I got to 30, I was like super excited, but now I can't believe I'm approaching 1,000 subscribers. That would be awesome. Who's going to be the 1,000th subscriber? Come on out, help me out, bring your friends as well. Appreciate everybody watching the race here tonight, supporting the channel. So we are ready to
A lot of soul.
get a few cars out here on the track. Well, how about Gordon Carter? And a couple of guys out here. They all qualify at the same time. They just can't see each other, so individual qualifying. So we'll try to get as many in as we can. And Gordon Carter on his first time lap. Got to get a good transition through the corners. That is really where it's at. And he looks pretty fast here in the first sector. Into blue. Look on that right side. Second sector into blue as well. You look on the far right side under the segment times. 30.907, giving some guys something to shoot for. Take a look at Todd Robillard in his outlap. Ready to now his first time laps. Jacob to the top of the grid. Todd Robillard trying to crack into that. Preston Hassel showing second, Carter third, Furtado fourth, Butichin right now fifth in quals. These guys on the 6 on down have not set a time yet. We'll take a look at Todd Robillard here in the 90 C4 Energy sponsored Chevy. In the blue, that's good. That's where you want to see it, in the blue. And the 90 up to P3 with a 30.502. 30.502 for him. How about Givaldo Spindola right now, 7th on the grid. He's got one time here. Let's see what this one is. Target time for the 68, 30.459. Oh, up into the outside wall. A little frisky there. Slid up the track, got into the outside wall, and that bumped his time down, 31.759. Wowza. John Stanley looked like he's finishing up his time lapse there. Jesus Barbecue Iglesias in his outlet. Jacob still holding on to the top spot with a 34.59. 4.59. Jesus, pretty good qualifier here, so we'll keep our eye on him. Bardelli Jr. still needs to get his lap in. Bardelli Jr. just knocking Jacobs off the top of the grid, and let's see where Jesus is going to land. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Transitioning through 3 and 4, touching that white line just ever so slightly, and here we go, down the front stretch. 30.818 P5 for Barbecue. With the Bardelli Jr. celebrating, and I don't know if Gilmar or Julia are going out. Gordon Carter, I see him in the pits as well, so those guys may not be qualifying. Still some time left in quals. Jesus Iglesias, that second time lap there, still P5 for him. So good starting position here for the Orange Crush sponsor machine. About 5 minutes left to go. Not seeing anybody jump off to qualify. So looks like everybody who's going out has gone out. And as always, thank you so much for joining me here on TV. Let's Turn Left TV. Let's get this party started.
From the checkered flag to the pounding sound in the bushwhackers, legends are found. Heath Johnson's voice booming through the chaos. Every lap of battle, never gonna pause. Steel and fire, the rivals collide. This is the racing where legends ride. Rev it up, feel the tower. Let the engine scream. High octane racing, living every dream. TurnLeftTV's watching under neon light. We're taking it to the edge in the dead of night. No limits, no fear, just throttle and drive. Chasing glory, feeling alive. Stars of the league, leaving trails of smoke. In the high octane, the fire's woke. So raise your fist, scream out loud. In this race, we're part of the crowd. TurnLeftTV, where heroes are made. And bushwhackers, legends won't fade. TurnLeftTV. 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 Hold on to your butts, cause this is gonna be a great show. Heath Johnson saying all you need to know. We got fast cars racing, hopefully you're pacing. Are you ready for some high-speed action? Step on the gas! Alright. Race fans, my heavens! My heavens! Bushwhackers! Saturday night! Thunder! Tough trucks!
All right, we are back. Thank you so much for being here. Qualifications have finished. We'll take a look at the results. In case you're just joining us, I'm your host, Heath Johnson. Darlington Raceway tonight in the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series for the very first race of the season. 10 race season headed your way Friday nights at 9 p.m. We have just finished the qualification session. We'll take a look at the results. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the Silvertown Podcast Ford starts in P1. Sean Jacobs in the Chevy in the 24 Kubota sponsored machine will start second. Preston Hassel in the Castrol Edge sponsored Ford starts in third. Todd Robillard, good to see Todd out here tonight. C4 Energy sponsored 90 car puts it in fourth position. Jesus Iglesias in the 22 Orange Crush sponsored machine starts in P5. Gordon Carter in the high place moving 56 car, the Chevy, starts in P6. Cody Furtado makes it a party there with the Chevys. He's in the Valvoline number 9 and will start 7th position. Jomar Peixoto in the 71 PicksBet sponsored Chevy will start 8th. John Stanley in the Tim Hortons Ford will start in the 9th position. Givaldo Spinella in the 68 will start in P10. Starting in the 11th position is the 47. He's got the bull out tonight. That's Dennis Uderton in the Toyota. Julio Caligari in the JB Racing sponsored Chevy will start in P12. A couple guys on vacation. Dana Grover spent a little time on vacay this week, I believe. Shout out to Track VR folks for their support for racers here at High Octane Racing League and all they do for sim racing and guys who have the itch to sim race. Six and a half minutes left to go. Here in the warm-up session. Again, we'll take a look at the schedule. Next week we'll be at Martinsville Speedway, 150 lap race there. A great short track. Holy smokes, it's going to be some tight racing next week. You do not want to miss it. That's Martinsville Speedway, 150 lap race. Race number 2 will be live right here on TurnLeftTV at 9 p.m. March the 27th. It's the Buschwackers Series short track action. Well, I tell you what, my pick to win this, as Givaldo asking me, my pick to win this race. There's a lot of guys I think to win this race. But, wow. Well, I'm going to get a pick in. And there we go. My pick to win this race tonight is Claudio Bardelli Jr. The guy's lightning fast whenever he gets on the track. I think this is a good track. If he doesn't get caught up in somebody else's deal, I think he's got a real good shot at being able to bring home the victory tonight. Get your pick in. Givaldo, you got to pick yourself. Let's see Givaldo win victory lane. That would be awesome. Another guy here could possibly get it in victory lane is this guy right here. Mr. Dangerous is the 4 of Archer Vieta. I mean, danger fast. This guy is lightning fast anytime he gets the car on the track. Always in contention. Keep your eye out on Archer Vieta tonight. Can I change my pick? I don't know. Would it upset Claudio? Four minutes left to go, and still in the warm-up session. Don't forget the Saturday Night Thunder. We're back in action tomorrow night right here at Darlington. 110 lap race. Race number 2 of that season. And racing or qualification start at 9 p.m. Racing starts at 9:15. Come on out. Practice starts at 8 o'clock on the dot. That is the Next Gen Series. Saturday Night Thunder. Well, we're getting close. 3 minutes left to go. Darlington is about ready to get busy. There's like a fisheye effect there when you use a zoom out. They don't spend a lot of time on the the eye candy on the external graphics here. They try to save as much for the track itself. Stuff close to the track. Julio Caligari. Good to see Julio out here tonight. How about that? Julio. He might be in the hunt to win this race. That JB Racing number 6. Just about 2 minutes left to go. The anticipation. My heavens. Thanks to all those folks who watched the race so far. Got 6 current viewers, man. Wow. I feel like Aerosmith right now. Thank you for watching the race, supporting the channel. 31 views so far. That's cool. Watch a little bit of that. So I got my pick in. Claudio Bardelli Jr. for the win tonight. Yes. Oh, and then he's going to have to get a new hood, though. He's going to have to get a new hood. Oh, man. That looked like that hurt. Let's see what happened here to Bardelli. Coming around here on the apron and carrying a little bit too much speed and gets into the barrels. Woo! There you go. Don't want to do that, Claudio. Gilmar Peixoto joining us in the chat session as well. Good to see Gilmar. Best of luck to him tonight. What's that? Buena suertes, boa suerte. There's Gilmar Peixoto to 71. All right. Counting down the time. Here we go. This is going to be an interesting race, man. Always is here in Darlington. The Lady of Black. She will not take it easy on you, that's for sure. About that time.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right. Here we go. Let's take a look at the starting order here tonight to add to Darlington. Gordon Carter in the 56 cars. That's not right. That is not right. That is not right. Here we go. Oh, wait, let's try it. Man, what happened there? What is going on with this thing? It messed up my broadcast. You messed up my whole broadcast. It's showing Gordon Carter P1. I don't know how that worked. That is not right. Let's see if it does it right now. We might be able to go through. There we go. Claudio Bardelli Jr. is our pole setter. Sean Jacobs starts outside row 1. Preston Hassel and Todd Robillard side by side there in row number 2. Row 3 will be Jesus Iglesias and Gordon Carter, Tony Furtado and Gilmar Peixoto, row number 4. Wow. Row number 5, Jesus Iglesias, John Stanley, Jamaldo Spindola, Dennis Junichin and Julio Caligari make up row number 6. And then Arthur Vieira in the 4. Starts in P13. I don't know how that happened. Man, we messed up all over the place. I don't know why it was showing like the previous races deal, I believe. Well, I got my pick in. My pick's Bardelli Jr. I think he's got the right stuff. Could be a good one. Could be a good pick. Mordelli Jr. will lead the field here to take the green flag.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Be nice here, be nice, guys. Hold on, hold on. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Already got a cluster. Oh, up into the top. There's already a big mess. So a big mess. So these guys are going to restart, give it another shot. Wow, man, come on. Come on, boys. Not a good... not exactly what you want to see on your TV screen, is it? We didn't even replay that one. We just said, here, let's just... We didn't get lap 1 in. Well, here we go. Starting order in there. Claudio Mordelli Jr. and Jacob starting in P1, P2. Take a look at page number 2. That looks like where all the trouble was in that page 2 crowd there. John Stanley, Valdo Spinella, Dennis Judic, and Giulio Caligari. And then, of course, Argentina starting in 13th position. So they're one and done here on the restarts. Got what you got now. Better figure it out. What were my race keys? Race the track. Save your tires. Be patient. Manage that traffic. And make sure your pit stops are on point. And oh, by the way, don't wreck on the first lap. I got to put that one up there. All right, here we go. Lights are out on the pace car. And the pace car, somebody's waving their finger at the guys behind. This is somebody on that passenger side of that pace car, I think. Said, hey, we're watching you. Let's go. Mordelli Jr. will lead the field, take the green flag. Cold tires here, so these guys are going to have to be really, really patient. Not going to go anywhere, really, here at the start of this race. Just get a good start, get some rhythm going on, and here we go. The 19 is leading the field now into turn 1. Preston Hassel and Sean Jacobs battling. Actually, Jesus Iglesias and Sean Jacobs. Iglesias has gotten around Jacobs. You see right there, Jesus Iglesias now in P3. Preston Hassel looking out of the back of his car. He's in the 2nd position. Hard into the corner. See the different strategies there between he and Mordelli Jr. Mordelli Jr. holding it down a little bit lower through the center of the corner and then coming off. And it looks like he's got a little bit better run off than what the S27 car is getting. Robillard and Gilmar Peixoto here battling. Robillard on the outside line. Gilmar down on that inside. He's touched the line just a little bit. That could upset the balance of the car. And the 90 just trying to clear that 71. They are still battling. Drag race down the backstretch. Still battling. Gilmar not wanting to give up that spot, battling the 90 car. Good battle here between the 71 and the 90 here early on. 71's got a good run off the corner, and the 90 has, and the 71's going to have to tuck in. Valdo Spinola and also Tony Furtado battling the 68 on the inside line. That 9, Tony Furtado on the outside line. A couple Chevys here duking it out. And it looks like the 68 might end up clearing that 9, so he's going to pick up a spot. Now up to the 8th position. The 9 falling back to the 9th spot. Sean Jacobs trying to reel in the 22 car. It looks like he has. So he has got that 22 just beside him right there. We fly the drone over the fence. And the 22 says, I'm not ready to give that spot. And he gets back by. The 22 ready to retake that spot. And the 24 has to fall back to the 4th position. Tony Furtado trying to get that spot back from Givaldo. See the 6 of Giulio Caligari in this mix as well. So the 9 to the inside, picking up that spot. And the 6 of Giulio Caligari now closing in. He is in the 9th position, that JB Rancing sponsor machine. Can't fire the camera guy. Claudio Bardelli Jr., the leader, but he's got a hornet's nest of cars behind him. Dustin Hassel, the 27, the 22, Jesus Iglesias, the Orange Crush sponsor machine. A lot of Chevys up front, so we got a Chevy, Ford Chevy, 1, 2, 3. Dennis Unichin trying to make some moves here. He's on the inside of Givaldo. With the 47 trying to make some moves, and just ahead, we've got a good battle there with Tony Furtado and Giulio Caligari. And it looks like maybe the 47 car has cleared the 68. He has now moved up to the 10th position. Bardelli Jr., the leader, but he has not been able to run away from the 27 car. 27 right there. Not been able to close or open up the gap. We say a battle back here for the 10th spot. Dennis Unichin in P10. And Art Tugetta starting to close in. And just ahead, we got another battle there as Caligari and Furtado battling. Claudio Bardelli Jr. leading, but the 27 is really maintaining, matching his speed, matching his times. Caligari pulling off that pass now in 8th. As Furtado falling back to the 9th position. Take a look at Artur Vieira. He started in the back. Oh, we got a car at the outside wall. Looks like we have a car in the outside wall. That might have been Caligari. I'm not sure, but let's take a look here. Yeah, Caligari in the outside wall right there, man. Wow. Giulio Caligari making contact with the outside wall. Take a look and see. It maybe just went up the track a little bit too much. It got into the wall right there. He was lucky to hang on to that car as those guys make their way around it. Wow. Tony Furtado had a ringside seat for this. Watch this. Tony Furtado able to skirt by and fly through the roof. Also, Dennis Unichin had a look at that as well. So on board here with Dennis Unichin, see Heath Oh, man, he sees that car swimming around. The 6 car hard into the outside wall. Tony Furtado has now closed in on the 71. The 9 car, Valvoline sponsored Chevy. Tony Furtado, one of those old guard HORL drivers. Getting around Jomar Peixoto. Peixoto falling back to the 8th position. Claudio Bardelli Jr. has been able to open a little bit of a gap there between he and Preston Hassel. About a half a second separate the two of those guys. Now closing back in about 3/10, so you see himself on camera, get him all fired up, start making some moves. Todd Robillard running in the 5th position, just kind of out there by himself right now, but good to see Todd out here in the Buschwacker Series on Friday nights. And he is running in P5. A little distance there between he and the 4th place car. You can't get a 1v1 battle there on that one. You see about a second gap there between P4, P5, so a little work to do there. If those guys get a little racy ahead of him, that is Iglesias and Jacobs, then that's likely to tighten up. It is tightening up anyway. What's that theory in like quantum mechanics or whatever, I think it is, that particles behave differently when they're being observed? I saw both those guys we were watching got a little bit closer to Preston this first deal with Claudio. He's falling back. We started watching him, started closing back in, so maybe he knows he's being observed. That's some deep physics stuff, man. And I do not understand physics, I'll be honest with you. I understand one thing, and Claudio Bardelli Jr. has a good car here tonight. 17 laps in, and he is our leader. As they come down the backstretch. This battle here between Dennis Uderchin and the 24th, Sean Jacobs. Now Uderchin is back to the 9th position. Jacobs getting around in that 24, and the 90 just closing in on him. So the 90 has been doing a great job. This is Jomar Peixoto on pit lane. As these guys are doing an awesome job of battling each other cleanly as well. Look at this battle here, Arthur Vieta, Dennis Uderchin. So the 4 of Arthur Vieta running in the 8th spot, getting around the 47. So Arthur Vieta and Nascar BR Chevy now up to P8. Got to be wondering about these guys as you start to see some pit stops roll out. As Peixoto is on pit lane. So the first guy to come down pit lane, question mark. Haven't seen anybody else. So Peixoto taking 4 tires and fuel. He's down off the jacks here. Let's see where he's going. A little bit of room there, so he's got to have some damage he's having repaired. That's a long pit stop there for Jomar Peixoto. Long pit stop here for the 13. Not what we normally see. And what you want to see if you're Jomar are those guys working on that car. So take a look at Todd Robillard in that right-hand view. Still battling Sean Jacobs. Dale Jr.'s been able to stretch it out for Preston Hassel a little bit. Going to battle for the 7th position. Archer Vieira to the inside of Tony Furtado. So Vieira starting to move forward. Started in the back. Now he's been able to work his way through traffic. Tony Furtado kind of missed that corner there. Drove up the track, was able to catch it. Gave Vieira a lot of room. That's just a gentleman's agreement right there, and that makes things a lot easier. We got a battle here for P3. Look at this. Todd Robillard has closed in on Sean Jacobs. And Todd Robillard to the inside. Sean Jacobs way up on that outside line, and Jacobs going to fall back to the 4th position as Todd Robillard on the move. Todd Robillard now in P3. Jacobs falling back to the 4th position. Jesus Iglesias looks like he's peeling off the track to go down pit lane. Tony Furtado going to pick up a spot. Now Furtado up to the 7th position. So a Jesus Iglesias on pit lane. That is not Jesus. That's Jesus right there. So Jesus on pit lane. So Jesus now taking service here in the 22 car. Four tires and fuel. That'd be awesome if we had animated pit crews. I mean, come on. Let's do it. We got blimps and planes and birds and pterodactyls and whatever else flying around. Let's get that going. Let's put that in the game. So the 19 has been able to stretch out that lead over Preston Hassel. And he is now rolling up on some lap traffic as Jesus Iglesias rejoining the surface, racing surface here. So the 19 now putting Jesus down 2 laps. And 19 Sobertom sponsored Ford is closing in on the 6 car. The 6 up into the outside wall. Caligari made contact with the outside as he gave the 19 a lot of room. The 27 is going to have to go to the outside to get around. He had a run, and Caligari was really trying to hold on to that car. He is coming down pit lane here. So Caligari got into the wall right here as the 12 went by. Just a little bit earlier. We got some guys on pit lane too.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
We got a yellow flag. And nobody on pit lane. That's good news. Let's see a position to check that out. That could cause some major problem. So we got a crash, it looks like. Tony Furtado back out here on the track, and I'm not sure if he was involved in this or not. Oh, it does look like he's coming down off pit lane. And down on the inside, seemed like any problems there, and I think he misses the pit there. Oh, there he goes. Way too much speed. Misses the pits. And now he is on pit lane trying to back up down the track, and that's what causes the caution flag. Should be able to go. So our first caution flag, Bardelli Jr. is going to use that opportunity to come down pit lane. So he's led pretty much the whole way, hadn't he? And he's going to give up the lead to Preston Hassel. Preston Hassel, our new leader in the 27 car. Some guys had made green flag pit stops. Not everybody had come down pit lane. As you know, like Bardelli Jr., he used that opportunity to pit under caution. So those guys who came down pit lane are going to be down a lap. Iglesias, Furtado, Stanley, all get caught a lap down. They were on pit lane, actually. Shoto looks like he has retired his machine. What a tough break there for Jomar. Hate to see that. PixBet sponsor machine. Got a little trouble early on and kind of dug himself out of the hole, but looks like more trouble for him. So you see some guys coming down pit lane here. 27 and the 4 now kind of come down pit lane. And I believe Sean Jacobs, also the 90 and the 56, all on pit lane. As we take a look at Gordon Carter and Preston Hassel on pit lane. Gordon Carter in 5th. '27 of Preston Hassel also in his pit stop. You get Preston Hassel finishing up his pit stall. Also the 4 following him out. So a good pit stop for the 27. Don't forget, the Tough Truck Series on Wednesday night will be at Iowa Speedway. Great short track action, 130-lap race. And that's coming up on March the 25th. Practice starts at 7, quals at 8, 8:15. Race time. That's Iowa Speedway coming up in the Tough Truck Series on Wednesday nights. Well, Bardelli Jr. seems to find his way back to the lead a lot. And we got some guys that are at the tail end of the lead lap. Iglesias, Furtado, Stanley. Not going to be a big deal for them because they did make a pit. They took 4 tires and fuel, so they should probably be okay with doing the wave around. And that's going to be a good deal for those guys. Furtado, Iglesias, and Stanley. All going to be wave around cars. Don't forget, next week we'll be at Martinsville Speedway, 150-lap race from that great short track. It's race number 2 of the season, and this is going to be tight. Tight, a lot of bumping here, a lot of probably some aggressive driving here at this short track, and tight racing. Going to be some lap traffic that could be an issue at this track too, so it sets up for, it makes for a great race, really. So that's coming up next week right here on TurnLeftTV. Same day, same time, same channel, TurnLeftTV, Martinsville. Looks like some guys trying to get things sorted out here. Maybe topping off with fuel, we'll see. Looks like Bardelli Jr. and Stanley and Furtado. All right, here we go. The lights are out on the pace car, I believe. I don't know where those guys are going. Are out on the pace car. Wow, those guys had to catch up in a hurry for the start here. Let's go. All right, pace car's off. Here we go. Get ready to go back green, baby.
Go, go, go.
Hassel and Vienna starting in the front row on this restart. Hassel got a good jump on that. See Robillard and on the high line in the second, or excuse me, in that second lane. And Hassel clears 24, follows him through. Sean Jacobs looking a little racy here after the restart. 24, Sean Jacobs, Kubota sponsor Chevy. Try to give that Ford a run for his money. Got a Ford, 3 Chevys, and a Toyota in the top 5. Single file into turn 2. Turn 1, sorry. Now turn 2. Stanley starting to make a move. He's starting to give it a peek. A little racing there with Tony Furtado. John Stanley in the 12. Tim Horton sponsor machine. Tony Furtado wouldn't have Valvoline sponsor machine. He started at the end of the longest line. That caused the caution flag. Not going to have to be a little patient here. Bardelli Jr. got himself worked back in traffic, and now Furtado in the 9's going to battle him. So down the backstretch. The 19 and the 9 battling it out. Oh, we got some action up here. Ward Carter got through that, but it looks like John Stanley might be involved. Also, Julio Caligari is involved, and Dennis Judichin might be involved as well. So he's off the pace. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Dennis Judichin in the 47 got into the wall there on the straight, came down the track, trying to get back up onto the track, and comes across, gets into Jesus. And then those guys collect, the 68 flying through the air. And the, wow, did you see that move that Bardelli Jr. made? You got to be kidding me. How did Bardelli Jr. miss that? You got to be kidding me, man. On board here with him, watch this. It's going to kick off in front of him right here. He sees Judichin climbing up the track. There's contact there with Judichin. And then, look at this. Watch this. He sees the cars jumping. Does a great job of slipping through right there. Wow. Johnny on the spot. Caligari got mixed up in this. John Stanley got mixed up in this as well. So Judichin drifts up the track. We're watching Caligari. He gets caught up in this. He gets through. Looks like Tony Furtado took a big hit. The 19 and the 9 right here side by side. As Judichin goes up the track, maybe Givaldo's the one who took the big hit right there. You see those guys getting through. Givaldo takes a big hit into the corner. Take a look here. This is Givaldo. He's just trying to get through right here. And then kicking off in front of him, and he gets into 22, loses his hood, and then more contact there with the 47. So it looked like the 47 got down on the apron and came up the track, and that collected Jesus Iglesias as well. He's got huge damage. For Jesus, man, he just had a rough night. See here, he's just minding his own business, and right here comes the 47 car. Boom, right into the wall. And then Givaldo finishes him off. So the orange crush sponsor machine spilling orange crush drink all over the track. Givaldo also a mess as well. So Iglesias has an extended pit stop getting that thing repaired. Here on lap 39. Cautions breed cautions, right? What they say? I think that's what they say. Cautions breed cautions. Tighten things back up. Colder tires. Guys are feeling a little racy, wanting to gain some positions on restarts, and then boom, back to yellow. We're 40 laps in, and the race leader is Preston Hassel. Well, next week we'll be at Martinsville Speedway, 150 lap race from that great short track. Should be a fun race. Don't want to miss it. It'll be right here live on TurnLeftTV. Usually kick off the broadcast about 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time-ish. Sometimes about 8:50. Maybe I should start a little bit earlier, like 8:30, get some pre-race interviews, that type of thing. We used to do that. Got to get back into that. Usually trying to put out fires before I go to broadcast. I'm live adminning this race as well. As we see some guys coming down pit lane. Todd Robillard coming down pit lane. Also the 56 of Gordon Carter on pit lane. The 12, John Stanley. He's moved his car down to pit lane, as well as Giulio Caligari. So some guys on pit lane here on lap 41. John Stanley there in the 12th. Tim Horton sponsor machine. He's one lap down in the 10th position, racing from the great province of Nova Scotia. What do they call somebody from Nova Scotia? Like a Scotian? Help me out. Let's figure it out. Nova Scotians. Okay, there you go. I'm just going to say Scotians. There we go. Nova Scotia. That makes sense. Seems pretty straightforward to me. Dennis Judichin on pit lane, as well as John Stanley. Those guys taking some fuel. Judichin might have been in the lucky dog position, so he's well, the lights are out on the pace car, and the 27, Preston Hassel, will lead the field, take the green flag here on lap 43. I believe that's where we're headed. May have one more in us here. Let's see. That does look like we're ready to rock. Coming down the back stretch, so lap 43 will be the restart. How'd we do on how we doing so far? Patience, race the track, been a little bit of that, but manage the traffic, not very good. That's been the big kicker right there. And pit stops on point, seems like those have been pretty good, but we've done those under, for the most part, under yellow flag conditions. All right, here we go. Get ready to go back green. Preston Hassel will lead the field, take the green flag. Followed by the 24 car on the outside line. And back to green. 19 looking a little racy here on this restart. Arctivietta's got his car up there as well. Be real careful on these cold tires. Tough corners here. Abrasive track, tight coming off as well. Car wants to fly up toward the outside wall, through the corners. And the 19, the 24 starting to race it out. The 19 wants to make it front or forward P1, P2. And the 19 looking a little racy. He's got fresh tires and fuel down that car. And the 27 diving down to the inside here. Whoa, maybe a little blockade going on. The 19 is going to catch that spot, but he had to work for it. Wow, that got a little chippy right there. That might have got a little chippy. As Bardelli had gotten around Jacobs. We'll take a look at this again. And he got up here behind Preston Hassel. This is a little bit of a replay. He's got a heck of a run here on Hassel. Coming off the corner, dives down to the inside, and watch that 27 car going over about a lane, almost a whole lane there to try to keep him from going through. That got a little crazy there. Hassel did not want to give up that spot. Take a look at John Stanley. John Stanley here trying to get around Givaldo. Stanley running in the 10th position. Givaldo falling back to P8. P11. I do know how to count. Arctivetta here having a battle with Jesus Iglesias. That 4 car might have gotten up into the wall. Not sure here. We'll take a look at this is on the restart. Arctivetta might have made contact with the wall. Not sure. He's on this inside as that battle ensues between the Bardelli Jr. and Preston Hassel a little bit earlier. Arctivetta running in the 4th position. Car got way down on the inside here, trying to get around that 24. He is battling that 24, and Jesus Iglesias in this mix as well. Iglesias has been in, now he is 3 laps down. He's been to into the wall. You see he's missing the front of his car. As the 4 car, he lets him go. Surprised he's even able to go on that. Look at this battle here of Gordon Carter and Giulio Caligari battling it out, the 56 and the 6. A couple Chevys, and the 6 car is going to get through. Archuleta now closing in on Sean Jacobs. So the 4-car on the move. He's trying to catch up to that front 2. And maybe Iglesias made a hole for him. The 4 getting around Sean Jacobs. Jacobs now falling back to the 4th position. Archuleta now in P3. Claudio Bardelli Jr. the leader. Preston Hassel in 2nd. 3rd car in line is Jesus Iglesias, who's 3 laps down. He has got some pretty significant damage to his car. Get a good look at the front of that car. That ain't looking good. That is not looking good. He's still making laps, though. He's taking points. Remember, this is just race number 1, so all the points will help. 60 laps to go. Bardelli Jr. is the leader. Preston Hassel 2nd. Vieta 3rd. Jacobs 4th. And Robillard running in the 5th position.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, man, just as soon as we say that, a big ordeal there. Holy smokes, Caligari in the outside wall. And that might have gotten Todd Robillard a little bit. Take a look here. The 6-car on the inside. Robillard gets into the outside wall there and then comes across, gets into Caligari and spins him into the wall. And then Furtado making contact, followed by Udichin. He got on the brakes, but John Stanley got in the back of him. So Caligari, see the 90 car got him in the outside wall. Come off the outside wall here. And then comes across the track, gets into Caligari. Caligari straight into the wall and then gets tagged by the 9 car. And then John Stanley giving the 47 a little push all the way through. On board here with John Stanley as that kicks off. He got into the outside wall as well. And then nowhere to go here as Udichin hard on the brakes and a whole lot of Peace Bird there. The Peace Dove filling the windshield of that car. And I'll tell you what, Caligari he can't buy any brake. He just gets turned here into the wall. And he is going to take a big time hit here. Wow. Tony Furtado on board with Tony Furtado. Watch you see the contact there, and then he has nowhere to go. He almost gets into the back of 56. The 56 does a great job of getting through, too. So Gordon Carter did a great job on board here with him. We're able to get this replay as well. See that contact there, and then, whoa, sees a mirror full of the 9 car was able to weave his way through. What a great move there by Gordon Carter, getting through. That was a big-time wreck there, coming off the corner. It just looked like the 90 got into the wall, and just no place to go right there for the 6. Gordon Carter did a great job of slipping through that. That was amazing. And watch Gordon Carter as he's able to slip through. Look at this. Guess is right here. Guess is right there. Great job to him and getting through. And the rest of those guys not so lucky. Caligari, a ton of damage for him in that 6 car. What a tough break for Caligari. He's on pit lane for a pretty extended amount of time, too. Well, Bardelli Jr. now going to come down pit lane, take some service. Preston Hassel is following him in that Ford. So a couple Fords there, P1, P2. And that was a big-time hit for Caligari. And also Tony Furtado. So Tony Furtado's got some damage on his machine. He's getting repaired. 120 seconds worth of damage there as we maybe he's going in and out of focus there. About to rattle his cage. John Stanley staying out to lead a lap in the 12 car, so he's going to get some bonus points. He's thinking big picture here, maybe a run for the championship at the Nova Scotian. Tim Hortons sponsor machine. Always like that, but get some free Tim Hortons coffee whenever John wins. Just for me. Bardelli Jr. comes out in the second position. Get our advertisement in here for the this evening. Race is brought to you by Valvoline. Furtado. He's saying, "Where's my hood, guys? Where's my hood? You don't have a hood, bro. It's out on the track." So there we go. No hood for Tony Furtado. He looks mad. The Stanley's come down pit lane. That will give the race lead back to the 19 car. Now, I think we got some guys who are going to get wave around. I know Givaldo's going to get a wave around, and I would assume that Udichin will as well. Not sure where Udichin's at. Udichin's shown in the 6th position. Yeah, but, oh, that's not Dennis. Sorry about that. Gotta pay attention. Givaldo. There's another car up there. Jesus. He's 2 laps down. Both those guys are going to get a wave around, I believe. Been a little interesting race, man. It seemed to get things going here. Guys get a little bored and bring out a caution flag. As I mentioned, next week we'll be at Martinsville Speedway for some more close, door-banging, bumper grinding action at Martinsville. 150-lap race, race number 2 of the season. And this one's going to be tough on brakes, tough on tires, tough on nerves. You're going to be around people all night long. So keep your head on the swivel there at Martinsville. Join us coming up next week, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Martinsville Speedway. Thank you for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you being here. Don't forget that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't done so. And then smash the bell. You get updates when races are going live. Been a little bit interesting one here tonight. Claudio Bardelli Jr. leading the field. I think for pound, he's a little stronger than the 27 car. You know, we got some strong guys up there. Jacobs and Fietta up there as well. Gordon Carter as well, top 5. Got a lot of laps to go. Here as we are going to restart here on lap 57. Bardelli Jr. on the inside will start P1, and the lights are out on the pace car. He and Preston Hasselman up there in each other's zip code all night long. Who's going to come out on top? I think for the short run, Preston's a little bit stronger than 19. The 19 seems to have a little bit better long run car. Here we go, back to green. Now, do the guys have any lingering damage as they run down the front stretch? Crowd on their feet. Archibald is trying to give it a shot here on the outside. It's the 24, Sean Jacobs on the inside. So good side-by-side racing here between the 4 and the 24. This is for the third position. And the 4 car's got a good run and gets it by the 24. The 24 now back to the 4th position. He's just in front of Dennis Juchen, who's looking a little racy. So Archibald now working his way to the 3rd position. Good pass there on Sean Jacobs. Bardelli Jr., the leader. These guys are just going to try to get some laps in, but Vieta is looking pretty strong. He is now closed in on Preston Hassel. So Archer Vieta looking like he is ready to go racing. Been able to avoid a few crashes. Jacobs now rolling up behind him here, so down to the inside. This is interesting to see. He's really working that wheel through the corner, trying to get a run here to clear Sean Jacobs, who got up on the outside. Sean Jacobs in that rear view mirror. Looking out of the back of Vieta's car, Sean Jacobs, and also Dennis Juchen. Getting fancy. Sort of. See Gordon Carter running in P5. Actually P6. Dennis Juchen is in 5th. And Todd Robillard just behind him. Tony Furtado really threw that car into the corner. Drifting up the track a little bit. Furtado is running in the 10th position, 1 lap down. He's in the lucky dog position. Probably not a huge incentive for him to race real hard, although he's got Caligari back there who can take advantage of that. So those guys, Caligari missing the back end of his car. He's running in the 11th position. Car torn up. Nose to tail, about the first 7 cars. Headed up by the 19. Preston Hassel now starting to close in on the 19 and let him know he's there. So Preston has a good, I think, shorter run car than Claudio does. Claudio seems to be a little bit better on the long runs. And the 24 back there, keeping them honest, as well as Dennis Juchen running in the 5th position. Dennis being able to recover from some earlier race drama. Now back at it, running in P5. And I think Preston is really looking like he wants to get around the 19. So Preston Hassel in the 27. A little bit different line than what Bardelli Jr.'s running. You see he's getting up a little bit higher. About 2/3 of the way through the corner now, peeking on the inside as he sees Vieta start to fish around for a lane. Bardelli Jr. keeping him honest here in the 19. Now opening up a slight gap. 0.2 of a second gap there on Preston Hassel. Sean Jacobs in this mix with a 24. So Sean Jacobs starting to give Vieta a little bit of a little company. So Vieta's 0.2 of a second behind Preston Hassel. Sean Jacobs up about a second and a half, almost 2 seconds there on Juchen, now rising to 2 seconds. Sean Jacobs gave it a little peek earlier, but backed off somewhat. As Vieta has been able to open up a gap here. Giulio Caligari now diving out the inside of Tony Furtado. Furtado in the outside wall. Furtado gets into the outside wall as he gave Caligari some room. Caligari moves through. That was for position. So Caligari get through here, but Tony Furtado Caligari going down to the inside. Furtado goes to the outside, giving him some room, and I think that car just beat up. Hard to control that car at this stage. Furtado doing a good job here thinking points night. And I know who's thinking win, and that is the 19 and also the 27, and maybe even that 4 car. The 17 of Preston Hassel trying to find a way to get around Claudio Bardelli Jr. Bardelli Jr. does not make too many mistakes. Todd Robillard running in the 7th position. Might have made a little bit of contact coming off that corner with the wall. Thought there might have been a little bit of contact with the outside wall earlier. Bardelli Jr. is starting to get some company here as the 4 has gotten around. The 4 has closed in on Preston Hassel, so that 4 keeps hounding them as well, and this is changing the game here. Now Hassel's got to play a little defense. So where you decide to make a move might impact whether you hold on to that spot or whether you lose that spot. And now it looks like Vieira has got some aspirations of getting around. Artur Vieira having some aspirations to try to get around that 27 car, was not able to pull it off. Robillard got around Dennis Schudich a moment ago. Take a look here, this pass. Robillard working on the inside. Gets around the 47 car. Claudio Bardelli Jr. continuing to lead, but Preston Hassel has not let him get away. Hassel now starting to give a little peek on the inside. Jesus Iglesias on pit lane. Givaldo Spindle indicating he's coming down pit lane. I believe Givaldo had mentioned he's going to be coming down pit lane here, so keep your eyes open. Keep them open, but I tell you, this can be a really challenging spot when you come down pit lane. And like this, he missed pit lane right there. Now he's back. He missed pit lane. It is tough. It is really, really tough to get on pit lane here. He missed it, so he's going to have to come back around. He's on the inside as the leaders go through. You've got to be really careful when you pit. I think it's better safe than sorry. Get off onto the apron there as soon as you can, and he missed it again. I believe he did. No, he's down the backstretch here. Let's see if he gives it another shot. There's a lot of speed here. You got to get down pretty slowly to make this corner. This oomph right here at the end. Boom. There's really, really tight. Even the speed he's going, he's almost getting into the barrels there. So it is tough. So he's now on pit lane after the second try. Bardelli Jr. does not like what he sees with respect to guys having trouble coming down pit lane under green flag conditions. Bardelli Jr. has been able to open a little bit of a gap, and that now tightens things up there with Preston Hassel and the 4 of Artur Vieira. So the battle between the 4 and the 27 heating up. I think 27 might have used up his tires a little bit, trying to find a way to get around Bardelli Jr. That gap's opened up to about 0.4 of a second. As Artur Vieira right there in the mix. So those guys less than 2 seconds apart, and Vieira looking pretty racy here in the 4 car. So Artur Vieira looking like he's pretty racy. On board here with him down the front stretch in turn 1. See Givaldo now coming back out on track. Guess that would be Off turn 2. See, hard into the corner, drifting up the track there just a little bit. That's probably not the best way to get through that corner. Lost a little time on the 27 car. Take a look at this, the 90 and the 56 battling. High place moving sponsor machine, giving up a spot. The C3 Energy sponsored Chevy. Todd Robillard. Robillard now moving up to the 5th position. Closing in on Sean Jacobs. Now it looks like on this run, Sean Jacobs' car is just not what he wants, what he likes. He's lost contact with the race leaders there, so it's a 3-car breakaway. And Vieira is about 8/10. I think the magic number is somewhere around a second, maybe just 1.2 seconds before you lose the draft. And the 90 car is looking like he wants to get around this 24, so concentrating on those corners. So for now, Sean Jacobs still holding on to the 4th position. And the race leader is Claudio Bardelli Jr. Don't forget to join Claudio over on his podcast, Sober Tom Podcast on YouTube. All things music, man. He loves music. He's a musician. And we call him Samba Man. He loves samba music. Does a lot of stuff at Carnival as well. And don't forget to help him out, man. Join him on Sober Tom Podcast, interviews throughout the week. And, he does a great job there, and one of our great Brazilian drivers, and a good friend, man. And that is Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the Sober Tom Podcast. Sponsored Ford leading the field tonight. Valdo plugging away. He is 3 laps down. Had some trouble early on, rolling up with the fresh tires here on the 27 car. So with the fresh tires, Givaldo, 30 laps to go, trying to get around the race leaders and maybe get one of those laps back. He right now shown as in the 3 laps down, so he is communicating with Bardelli Jr., who's the race leader. Hey, let me go. Let me get this spot. And he's got fresher tires, so he's going to try to get by. Now the trick is not to get into the 19 car. Whoa, boy, raced him up a little high there. But he's getting one of those laps back. Bardelli Jr. Breathing a sigh of relief. Furtado here plugging away in the 9. He had gotten involved in a couple huge crashes. We got a good pass here on the track. Looks like the 90 getting around the 24. So the 90 car now getting around Sean Jacobs, picking up the 4th position. But our race leader, Claudio Bardelli Jr., indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. So Bardelli Jr., keep an eye on him. He is coming down pit lane. And you got to be really careful, man. You got a great car. Don't miss pit entry. You see he is trying to keep this car from getting into the barrels or missing pit lane, and he does a great job, man. That is a textbook pitting right there. This track is hard to pit. It really is. And Bardelli Jr. is on pit lane. So Bardelli making a pit stop. He's given up the race lead. Coming down pit lane.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh, we got a yellow flag. We got a yellow flag here. Go. Guys got caught on pit lane. Wish they would get this fixed, man, so we don't have to manually do this. But so a little bit of a guessing game there. So, well, some guys got caught there, and I'm not sure what happened. Vieta got into the wall here. Oh, and then hard. So Vieta was really doing super well. And, man, what the heck happened there? Arthur Vieta, that car is absolutely annihilated. He got into the outside wall and then straight in the inside. And my heavens, man. And then more contact with the outside wall. That car is just beat up. I'm surprised he's got tires on that car. And right there, contact. Oh, man. Big contact there for the 4 car, and that's what brought out the... Oh, man. Oh! And more contact here just to finish it off. And then that 4 car is devastated there, man. He is missing his hood. That car is just absolutely annihilated. That was a bad one. All right, pit stop's underway. 27 was on fumes coming to pit lane there. He said, I got to clutch it just to be able to make it around the track. So he's hoping he can make it to his pit stall. I think he's close to his pit stall, but he might. I don't know. He's going to make it. I think he's going to be able to slide in there. So he was talking about how low he was on fuel, and he misses his pit stall too, it looks like. He missed his pit stall. So the 27 down off the jacks and missed his pit stall, so he's going to lose a couple positions. Aboard here with Preston Hassel as he is losing some valuable positions because of that little glitch on pit lane. Well, we had a interesting deal there with Vieta. I did not expect him to make contact with the wall, but for some reason he did, and that car is just absolutely beat to pieces. So Vieta, ton of damage for him. Let's take a look. So he is missing a hood, and hopefully he's getting a good cold drink, because we do have Iglesias and Furtado on pit lane. The race leader is the 91. Some of these guys are going to get a lap back. It looks like maybe Caligari, Carter, Iglesias won't, but maybe Carter and Givaldo at Caligari all will get a lap back, I think, as they do a wave around. Well, looks like Todd Robillard is our race leader. 56 car, I believe, will get a wave around. He and Dennis, who that was there, sorry. Probably no. Caligari, maybe? Yeah, it looks like Caligari up there as well. Caligari has some damage in his car. Back into that car is a little tweaked. All right, Todd Robillard, Dennis Judichin will start on the front row. Judichin in the 47 car. Todd Robillard in the 90 here on lap 89. We'll get some laps in. Thank you for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you being here and watching the race, whether it be live or on replay. Encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Here are our race keys. Race the track. We have been pretty much done that. I think saving tires has been pretty good as well. Patience, that one right there has, maybe a little bit lower score on that one tonight. We're getting ready to go back green as Todd Robillard to the front on this restart. And 90, see.
Green flag, go, go, go.
Energy sponsor machine. C3 energy sponsor machine. Forgot what it was. They are side by side there as Robillard gets a good start. And whoa, Dennis Judichin looking a little squirrely there through the corner. Preston Hassel is in this mix as well, so these guys are tightened up here a little bit. Hassel gets into the outside wall.
Yellow,
It gets
yellow,
into
yellow.
Jesus. And it looked like Preston Hassel got into the outside wall. Take a look and see what happened here. Preston Hassel got into the outside wall right there. See, coming off the corner, down the backstretch, he gets into the outside wall, comes back across the track, gets into Jesus, knocks another piece off that car. Then Jesus cannot control, comes up the track, gets into the 19 and the 9. Man. Right there in the inside. Gordon Carter going to try to weave his way through this mess. Does a good show and ends up making contact. Right there, contact as Jesus comes back across the track. He got clipped. He had nowhere to go. And then Gordon Carter almost makes it through. My heavens, man. That was ugly. And I do mean ugly. Let's see where John Stanley, what his view of this was. 6 car trying to get through. I don't know if these guys are going to get through. No, John Stanley. Oh, he does a good job. Look at that. He does a good job getting through. Wow. Watch this. John Stanley in the 12. Down to the inside. Misses the 9. And misses the 19. And how about that? How about that? That was an awesome one. Iglesias has had a horrible night tonight, man. Take a look at Jesus. So not his fault. Just in the wrong place at the wrong time. No control there. Gets into the 9. And up into the outside wall, as you see, they're still ping-ponging off each other. So what I say in the chat, cautions breed cautions. It is right. I am right. At least I'm like a broken clock, right? I'm right twice a day. See the 27 coming back down pit lane. Now he's going to be on pit lane for a while. That car is really, really dinged up. Also, the 6 is on pit lane. Looks like Tony Furtado has retired his machine. Guys just got to be a little bit more patient on the restart with the cold tires. A little bit of rubber's now down on the track, so that makes things change as well. And I think it's always advisable here at this track, rather than just go gangbusters here and try to make some, hold somebody off or get some passes. I think it's a really good idea to just start heating up those tires a little bit, let them work themselves in, get a rhythm, and then go racing. So Todd Robillard, the leader, followed by Sean Jacobs. Dennis Judichin shown in the 3rd position. John Stanley 4th. Artuvieta is in 5th. Now, I'm not sure there's a car out there that hasn't been involved in some sort of contact throughout the night. Don't forget, on Wednesday nights, we'll be back in action with a High Octane Racing League Tough Truck Series. Iowa Speedway for a 130-lap race there. And it's race 2 of a brand new season. Man, what a series that is. Look at this schedule here. Darlington, Iowa. Got to move that rectangle down, don't I? Got to move the old rectangle down. Here we go. It's official. Next week we'll be at Iowa. Rockingham, Bristol, Milwaukee Mile. The first 5 races there are interesting. Gateway, Texas, Watkins Glen, Dover, and Charlotte in the back half of that season. So we got a score to settle with Iowa first on Wednesday. Todd Robillard in the 90 car. Great to see him out here tonight. And we're getting pretty close here to 10 laps to go. We're at 94, scheduled to go 110. And this has been an interesting race. It has. Pretty clean there for a while. But now starting to bunch up a few caution flags. I think we're working on our 3rd or 4th caution flag. Seven cars on the lead lap mark if you have the last car in 7th. Bardelli Jr. starting in the 6th position, unless some of these guys are going to come down pit lane here. Stanley, Preston Hassel 5th, Stanley 4th. Look at all those Fords there. There's 3 Fords there crunched up together in the top 5. A couple Chevys up there, as well as a Toyota. Looks like the 56 is coming down pit lane. He might have actually just made contact with the wall. 56 might have made a little contact. He's coming down pit lane here to take some service. All right, back to green here this time by, as I think we're going green. The lights are still out or on the pace car here, so maybe not. The 90, the 24, making up the front row here on this restart to start lap 96, I believe. John Stanley, Dennis Judichin will make up row number 2. Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Art together will be row number 3. Everybody seems to have in their spots. Here we go. Pace car's off, even though the lights are on.
Green flag, go, go, go.
And we're back to green. Robillard down the front stretch on the inside line. He's got the 24 on the outside. I've seen that outside might be a little better here. Boy, they're starting to get close there into turn one. Robillard uses the muscle there and the gas pedal to get by. Dennis Hughes going to use that opening there. Oh, they're slamming off each other. Little contact. And Bardelli Jr. is going to try to slip through. Wow. Dennis Juderchin slamming off the side of the 24 as now the 19 getting by. Interesting restarts. Sean Jacobs into the outside wall again. That car is not handling right now as there was contact. There might be some more contact here. 24 trying to hang on to this thing. That restart did not agree with him at all. Givaldo trying to get around Preston Hassel, but it looks like Givaldo, he is 2 laps down. Trying to get back and get in maybe a lucky dog position. Dennis Juderchin has gotten around Claudio Bardelli Jr. and Todd Robillard. So Robillard is inside as Sean Jacobs made contact with him. Oh my heavens, did you see that? Sean Jacobs looks like he made contact with the 90 and whoa. Take a look here. These guys are slamming off each other. This was earlier. Sean Jacobs to the outside. There was, I think, my contact with that 47 car. That's a little bit earlier that we were watching. Now watch this. Let me back this up a little bit. I don't know why I don't like doing this way, man, but it's kind of a weird spot. So the 24 comes to the outside, and maybe the 90 might got down a little bit. I don't know, but there was contact between the two of them. Those guys fishtailing through. Bardelli Jr. gets into the wall as well. Holy smokes, man. I have no idea what's going on there, man. Take a look here. This is trying to gather it back up. Man, that was crazy. Bardelli Jr. had a look at this. These guys getting into one another there, and then he gets slammed into the outside wall. The 47 car trying to, holding on to that thing. 47 car trying to miss that action. Holy Toledo. Well, Dennis Juderchin was leading a few laps there, but now Claudio Bardelli Jr. has set his sights on getting the race win. Now Juderchin trying to play a little defense as the 4 car trying to get around. 19 here on lap 192. Or 102, I should say. 192. We're only supposed to go 110. If we're going 192, we're in big trouble. Sorry, Mike. It's the wrong spot. The 4 and the 47 here battling for position. 47 trying to not give Vieta the room that he needs to be able to pull off this pass. Vieta is not going to be denied, though, so he uses a little bit of muscle there and gets around the 47 car. Then the shooter gave it a valiant effort, but now the 4 car trying to close in on Claudio Bardelli Jr. As Juderchin falling back to the 3rd position, and all that battling might have used up their tires and allow Bardelli to maybe pull further away. Remember, Bardelli Jr. has got some damage to his car, so Vieta might have a better situation. He is only 1.1 seconds down. He does look like he's chipping away somewhat at that gap. Take a look at the 1v1 here. As Bardelli Jr. Just a little over a second ahead, but I think Vieta is closing in. Starting to flirt around with the single digits now. Starting to flirt around with .9s. So Artur Vieta, with 5 laps to go, can he catch up to Claudio Bardelli Jr.? One thing to catch him, but another thing to pass him. Now it's falling back to that 3rd position. 4th is Todd Robillard. John Stanley running in the 5th spot. And that's a little tight battle there with those guys. As it's down to half a second. Artur Vieta is on the move. Artur Vieta is on the move here. Claudio Bardelli Jr. trying to hold him off. And Artur Vieta now closing in on Bardelli Jr. Remember, Bardelli Jr. took a really hard hit on that last caution flag. And Artur Vieta is right there. Bardelli Jr. probably feeling like there's not much he can do here on lap 107 as quickly as that 4 car got it gathered up. Oh, man, he's way up the track there. Almost got in the wall, but he's going to get a good run off, I think. But Bardelli Jr. uses that inside hard through the corner to try to clear the 4, not able to do it, and they are tight down the backstretch. Artur Vieta, Claudio Bardelli Jr. A couple great Brazilian drivers here duking it out. And Vieta, oh no!
Yellow.
Vieta trying to come over and they take each other out. Oh my heavens. They take each other out. And there might have been some more contact. Wow. No. Oh, my heavens, man. Let's take a look here. 9 coming up the track right there. But and it comes up the track, maybe gets into that 4. Those guys racing so hard. Oh, no. Taylor probably feels like he just got spun. They're so close to each other. Does look like that. Got that 90 or the 19 car did come over a little bit. Although here we kind of watch this is down the backstretch there, roof view. Right here, it's coming off the corner right there. Pay attention to those lines. A little bit of contact there, and I think neither one of them wanted to see that. Those guys were, and Bardelli Jr. undoubtedly going to have some damage. He's going to have to get repaired. It looks like the 4 car has stayed out, so that is a little bit of a gift there for him. Vieta is in big trouble as well. What a shame with leaders taking each other out. Just wish I had a better should have had a better view of that, but man, wow. And Dennis Judichin getting around. He had to come down pit lane, I think, too, probably to finish his. He's out here, but it looks like now maybe he didn't come down pit lane. It looks like he hit the wall. Wow, man, with some drama here late race. We got a green-white checker. That is not good. Nobody wanted a green-white checker here. That's all taken, no give in that situation. So Bardelli Jr. Came down pit lane. Actually, looks like he's still on pit lane. He and Vieta both on pit lane. Wow. Not what you want to see. Some other guys are coming down pit lane as well. Bardelli Jr., pretty extended pit stop for him. Vieta also on pit lane. Looks like Vieta might end up getting out ahead, but those guys were racing for the win and took each other out. Hard for me to make a decision on that. It's probably 60-40. Maybe even 55-45. Maybe 50-50. Not sure on that one. These guys are coming down pit lane here with the green-white checker hitting us in the face. It'd be interesting to see what guys do. Some of them obviously are going to have to get some damage repaired, but you know who's going to beat who off pit lane. Dennis Juderson looks like he's pretty fast. He's got to get out ahead of these guys, and he does. So 27 gets out ahead of the 19. Of course, the 19's dead damage with the 24 also on pit lane. John Stanley, his car is overheating a little bit. Archie Vieta now shown as the race leader. I'm kind of curious whether this car even, I'm not sure if this thing's going to even be able to drive straight. We'll see. That's kind of crazy. He was on pit lane all that time. Green-white checker here at Darlington. The lady in black. And Archie Vieta is shown as the race leader. It's kind of funny. Huge crash there for him. He and Bardelli Jr. got into one another. Vieta didn't have as much damage as I thought. He was missing his hood, but maybe just decided to not repair all. You know, let it do some repairs. No, here we go. Here we go. He's coming down pit lane. So this is where I lack context, to be honest with you, knowing what that plan was. So that's going to give the race lead, I believe, to Dennis Juderson. Juderson's got a beat-up car as well. Everybody's got beat-up cars, man. Dennis Juderson shown as the race leader. Preston Hassel second, John Stanley third, Sean Jacobs in the fourth position. John Stanley is quietly, and with a little luck, gotten that car up to the third position. And we got some wave around cars, it looks like. So Vieta is on pit lane. So there might be a little conversation between Bardelli and Vieta before the night's over. A couple of the Brazilian drivers, great Brazilian drivers, champions here at High Octane Racing League, taking each other out. Jesus will lead this little three-car pack that I think will be getting around the pace car. Looks like maybe the 56 will be coming down pit lane. So those guys did drive around or come down pit lane, so that gives Dennis Juderson an open view in the front of his car. No, he's still got, I take that back. He's still got, there we go, there's the wave around cars. Spoke too early. Been a busy night, man. Interesting night. We got a green-white checker, which I would have probably predicted. I didn't, but the way guys were racing here in the back half of this race, probably would have been a good bet. So Dennis Hudichin and Preston Hassel will start side by side here for the restart. I think John Stanley could be in the catbird seat here because I see a couple drivers that are fairly aggressive up on the front row, and John Stanley might be the benefactor here. Keep an eye on that Tim Horton sponsor machine. The 12 car starting in P3. Sean Jacobs starting in the 4th position. Todd Robillard may be looking for a little payback there with Sean Jacobs. He's starting in P5. Giulio Caligari will start in the 6th spot, so he needs to close in just a little bit. He is shown a lap down, however. But we'll start on the outside.
Green flag, green flag.
Here we go, back to green. Green, white checker here at Darlington. Who's got the best beat-up car? 47 on the inside, the 27 on the outside, the 24 doing a little push in there. Little nudge there from the 47. Through the corner, off the corner, looks like the 47 might have the advantage. 24 in this mix as well. These guys are slamming off each other. More contact there as the 47 watching out on the back of his car. Dennis Hudichin starting to walk away. About a 3-car length gap between he and the 27. He wants to see that 24 get a little racy with the 27. Give him some elbow room. 27's got a big run. Dennis Hudichin in the 47 stays on the inside line. Now the side-by-side racing between the 24 and the 27 might help Hudichin. They're banging off each other right there. 47 wants to see that, and they're wrecking at the on the last lap. And the 47, Dennis Hudichin off the turn 4 down the front stretch is going to take the victory here at the Lady in Black. Dennis Hudichin gets the win. How about that? So Dennis Hudichin with the win here at Darlington. Nice job to Dennis. So Dennis Hudichin in the 47 able to outlast those guys. It got great. Little contact, little racing side by side, and Dennis Hudichin is happy. Starting the season off with a win. Be good to see that 47 in the standings in P1. How about that? Good job to Dennis Hudichin. Kharkiv native. Great job to Dennis Hudichin. What a win for Dennis Hudichin. Udachin. Dennis Udachin, he told me. Udachin. I still pronounce his name wrong. Great job to Dennis. And he gets the big win, man. Great to see the 47 car in victory lane with the green-white checker. Let's take a look at the results. Dennis Hudichin gets the win. Sean Jacobs finished in P2. Preston Hassel finished in the 3rd position. John Stanley finishes 4th. Todd Robillard finishes in P5. P6 is Giulio Caligari. Arthur Vieta finished in the 7th spot. Givaldo Spinella starts. There's finishes in the 8th spot. Claudio Bardelli Jr. finishes in 9th. And Gordon Carter finishes in P10. P11 was Jesus Iglesias. Tony Furtado finishes in the 12th position. And Gilmar Peixoto finishes in P13. So Dennis Schuderchin gets the win in the 47 car. Great job to him tonight. Amazing run for Dennis Schuderchin. We'll see if we can't get Dennis up here in the booth with us. What a great race there for Dennis. All right, Dennis Udachin joining us in the victory lane. What a great race for you, an eventful race too. A lot of crashes, but you had some great moves, and there at the finish where you needed to be. Congratulations.
Yes, that was a crazy race.
Well, it seems like cautions breed cautions here at Darlington. You know, guys getting into the outside wall, tires go bad. What was your strategy through the course of the race? And I'm sure you changed it somewhat.
Today I have no good speed, and I use strategy to be very not crash and try to arrive to the finish of race.
It seemed like I think every car on the track had some damage that they were dealing with, and you included. You know, what was your thoughts after you had the damage and had to come down pit lane and get it repaired?
I have a damage too. One or two times repair time. Not too many time. I think second 90 seconds. That was the longer my repair.
Well, next week we have Martinsville Speedway, short track. What do you think about that track? Going to be some tight racing there.
Martinsville is a very fun track. That's really aggressive driving, not working in this track, and this is pain, really pain. I love Martinsville, but this is pain.
So did I pronounce that last name right? Udachin?
Yes, correct.
Yeah!
Thank you,
hey.
Heath.
All right, buddy. Hey, congratulations, and we'll see you next week at Martinsville.
Thank you, guys.
So Dennis Udachin in victory lane, racing from Kharkiv. And I've mentioned this. He lives about 30 miles away from the Russian border, man. So they've been under missile fire and rocket attacks and so forth. So we always love to see Dennis, no matter what, you know, whether, you know, things were going the way they are or peaceful. We love to see Dennis here. So we're just glad he's safe, and hopefully gets to celebrate this tonight with a little vino. So Dennis Udachin in victory lane. I'd mentioned next week we're going to be at Martinsville Speedway. So that will be a fun one, man. I got to move the rectangle. Move her down so we know where we're at. That's right. Moving it down to Martinsville. So that'll be a fun one. Don't miss that. That'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. So next week we'll be at Martinsville for a 150-lap race. Race number 2 of the season. Guys will be heating it up at Martinsville. Short track, tight racing. Who's going to win the grandfather clock? Tonight's race has been brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Are you interested in an rFactor 2 server? There are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That is EliteHostingUSA.com. Thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. My heavens, man. Really appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, smash the bell, and yes, hit the thumbs up button. That gets the algorithm talking, gets us out there so we can be seen by more and more people. So I appreciate everybody's support. Saturday Night Thunder will be right back here tomorrow night at Darlington, the Next Gen Series, race number 2 of that season. That's an open setup series, and that's coming up tomorrow at 9 p.m. Qualifications racing about 9:15. Don't forget that Tough Truck Series at Iowa Speedway. Race number 2 of that season. And a fun one it will be, man. Iowa's always a great short track. There's a lot of room to race there as well. It's tight. It's a little bumpy. But it will be a fun one. That's coming up on Wednesday, race number 2 of the season. Well, thank you so much for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate everybody's patronage. Don't forget to join us next week. Until then, I am out of here.